Hi everybody, Rechief here, and welcome back to yet another exciting episode of Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth Prosecutor's Path, episodes 1 through 5 beta. On our last episode, we discovered that someone with a mysterious voice wants to talk to our boy Miles. In this episode, we're going to find out who that voice belongs to. Hey! It's our best friend, Emma Skye. Cool. Emma, what are you doing here? I heard about the case from Detective Gumshoe. Since I was already in the area, I thought I might as well check out the crime scene. This girl's name is Emma Skye. She's a high school student studying in Europe to become a forensic scientist. She's the younger sister of my former boss and a witness in one of my trials 2 years ago. Detective Gumshoe told me everything over the phone. He sounded really upset. He said you lost your badge at the Grand Tower, and Kay became a mummy. Please calm down. I thought you left for Europe just a few days ago. Don't tell me you've come back already. Yep, and I've brought my teacher from abroad, too. He needed an interpreter, so I volunteered to help. If your teacher cannot speak English, why aren't you with him right now? He can still communicate with people. Don't underestimate the importance of body language. That doesn't really count as a language. But enough about that. What happened to Kay? Is she alright? My, what a good friend. Isn't this great, Kay? Yeah. Who are you? Are you Mr. Edgeworth's new assistant? On the contrary, my dear. I'm Ray Shields, head of the Edgeworth Law Offices. Edgeworth Law Offices? Wait, you mean like defense attorneys? Mr. Edgeworth, when did you suddenly become an attorney? No, it's not like that. Now that I think about it, it is a rather complicated working relationship. Don't sweat the details. Let's start with an introductory hug. Why'd you become a defense attorney, Mr. Edgeworth? Hey, don't just ignore me. Because I don't approve at all. Well, why don't we continue this conversation down below? That's right. The police could arrive any second now. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, who's she? I'll explain later. First, we have to go down the hatch. Ah, okay. Guess I'll be joining the prosecutor defense team? I'll explain about that too. Well then, let's go to the storeroom. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, I was so close to saving last time. Whatever. We'll save right now. A stitch in time saves 9. Or whatever. Ooh, where are we? It's pretty dark down here. I can't see a thing. Watch your footing, Emma. Ouch! I think I hit my head. Okay, be careful not to slip. Take your time coming down. Okay. The light switch should be somewhere around here. This is the hidden 51st floor. Is it being used as a storeroom? We'll need to investigate it thoroughly. Grand Tower pamphlet data updated in my organizer. Mr. Edgeworth, please tell me about the case. Right then. Where should I begin? I see. This is certainly a serious situation. Why does she look like she's having so much fun? Looks like you're in a bind, a prosecutorial attorney, Edgeworth. I'm not a defense attorney, nor is there such thing as a prosecutorial attorney. This looks like a job for science. Don't you worry, I've got everything here in my bag. Are you sure you're up for this, Emma? Of course! So, once again, it's good to be working with you, Mr. Edgeworth. And I'm glad to be working with you as well. Looks like we got ourselves another cute assistant. So, What's the plan? That lift looks pretty suspicious to me. It looks like it goes down? I'm curious as well, but first we should investigate this room. Okay. If you find out anything, be sure to tell Uncle Ray. And if I remember something, I'll let you know. Yes, please do. Emma. Roger, I'm ready to support. Well then, let's begin the investigation. Oh, yes. Now, it could just be me, but it seems like some of this stuff looks a little familiar. In fact, I think I remember this thing being in Edgeworth 1. This statue. Yes! Is it some sort of new fact? No. This is evidence from a case that I was previously involved in. Oh, I was right. I was so right that Edgeworth got excited. I believe it was called the Alice Red statue. There were supposed to be 2 of them, one real and one fake, but no matter which one this is, it's unnatural for it to turn up in a place like this. Mr. Edgeworth, you've really seen a lot of cases, huh? Gotcha! Oh man. Yippee-ki-yay! I got me a scoop! Ah! Ugh, my eyes. Stop it! You ain't getting away from the great Lotta's camera that easily. I reckon y'all must be criminals. I'ma snap 16 shots before y'all can even say cheese. We're not criminals. Really? You ain't fooling my camera of justice with those words. Ooh, I like this, this arrangement of her theme. It's very snappy. Okay, well, I should have listened to the whole thing before I tried singing along, but that's fine. You are... Huh? You're... Ain't you that heinous prosecutor from back then? Who are you calling heinous? This is Lotta Hart. She's a photographer I've dealt with during my past cases. I see her distinctive accent and the chatterbox mouth haven't changed a bit. Just look at that face. You're obviously up to no good. It seems she has a bad impression of us. Now it's time to pay your dues. Stand still while I photograph y'all. We only came here to investigate. Lies. You think you could fool me like that? Mr. Edgeworth, she's not listening at all. She seems harmless. Let's just leave her be for now. Well, I'm gonna talk to her. So, what are all y'all folks doing in a suspicious place like this? I was about to ask you the very same question. Why are you here? For the people of the world, and for myself. I'm a social justice photographer, after all. So I gotta take photo after photo after photo for my big scoop. It seems I won't be able to talk to her normally when she's like this. Okay. I'll come back to her. In the meantime, anything else to say about this statue? Earlier, you said that this was evidence from a case you were involved with. At any rate, you've got to admit that this is a very strange statue. It's the Alice Red statue. Huh? This is the Alice Red statue. But it doesn't look all red to me. Wait, the name is written here. Alif Red statue. Alif Red. All is red. All is red. Alif Red. What are you mumbling to yourself about over there? No, it's nothing. Come on, let's examine some other places. Alright there, Emma. Can we examine the price point? No! And I'm assuming that's what that is, right? Why else would the number, like, 24 million or whatever that is be right there? Oh, and we've got... yeah. Oh. Maybe the prosecutorial office is making a little extra money by selling off old evidence? That's weird. Don't you think it's kind of creepy how all these masks are lined up in such a dark place? Emma, are you not good with horror movies? No way. Horror movies are so unscientific. So she's scared of them. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Maybe we can get some... Oh, we can't even go up that high. There's nothing of interest here. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, for you. What's this thing? This mask is... the mysterious global hero, Onyan Kopon. Why are you so surprised? Mr. Edgeworth, don't you know? Everything about this show is shrouded in mystery. From the production company to the broadcast times, even the merchandise is hard to find. Wouldn't that mean the company simply went bankrupt? Oh, this mask. It's Captain Saipan! He's really popular in Europe. All the kids, and even the adults, dress up like him. I think the flower on his head would be a little too much. Dang, can we examine every mask? What TV show are these masks from? I'm not very familiar with it, but I believe it's called The Students of the Starry School. Each member of the class is a hero of justice. So I guess those red and white caps are part of their school uniforms. Maybe the number of eye slits on the masks corresponds to their class rankings. See, the one on the left is ranked number 1, and the one on the right is ranked number 2, and so on. Oh, I see. So that's how it works. If that's the case, the student with the lowest rank would have a mask full of holes. I guess we'll have to watch the show to find out. Okay, so I'm assuming this mask is part of that same thing. Yeah. Alrighty. Moving right along, what about this weird mask right here? When you think of the heroines from the Steel Samurai universe, she's the first to come to mind. That's right. I love the Pink Princess too. Emma, you watch this kind of show? Yeah, of course. You like it too, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? No, I wouldn't go that far. Really? Since you had a Steel Samurai figure in your office, I thought for sure. So even Emma has noticed it. Wait a minute. Various masks are placed here. There's even one of the Steel Samurai. Indeed, these are fairly high-quality replicas. Scientifically speaking, it's just a bunch of random masks. It certainly does look like a hodgepodge collection of masks. This hook is... It looks like a hook to hang a mask from. I wonder what mask used to be here. I have an idea about that. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? I think that this mask came from this location. Let's find out. The Jammin' Ninja mask that Kay had with her. Perhaps it was originally attached to this hook. That sounds plausible, scientifically speaking. Oh my god, she's like the Neil deGrasse Tyson of anime game characters. In other words, Kay came here? It's quite likely, but for what purpose? Maybe she was going to steal something from the... Maybe she was going to steal something from this place. A great thief who steals the truth, No, I don't think we can answer that question at this time. Okay, cool, so I was right, but that didn't give us anything. That's interesting. The Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai. The Nickel Samurai always seemed kind of smug by comparison, and his slender build doesn't look cool at all. I definitely prefer the Steel Samurai. It seems she has good taste. Now can we actually look... Oh man, we can't look at the badgers, the police badgers. Whatever. What about these? These are murder case files. Huh? What are those doing here? By all rights, they should be kept at the Prosecutor's building or the courthouse, but it would seem that someone has removed them. Something is afoot, and we are none the wiser. Something is afoot, all right. But these masks are for a head. Whatever. Okay, anything else here? I already checked this area earlier, but it never hurts to take another look. Well, it does in this case. We don't need to look at any of that. Can we examine the ladder? No. How about this bust? These are... What is it? The items displayed on this shelf here, if I recall correctly, they're all evidence from past cases that I was involved with. What are they doing here? I guess that would make this place the PIC's evidence storeroom, huh? Okay. This is a stupid idea, but what if this whole process to disbar Edgeworth was to raise the prices of these evidence items that are being sold? Like, to make it even more infamous, like, disbarred attorney, disbarred prosecutor Edgeworth, you know. You can see what I'm getting at, hopefully. If not, I'm sorry. But, just throwing that theory out there before we get to what's actually happening. These items should be kept in the care of the police. Don't they keep evidence in the prosecutor's office? Only for current trials. However, once a verdict has been reached, the evidence is transferred over to the police department and stored in the evidence room. But it looks like the evidence has been stored here instead. There's no point in worrying about it. For now, I should try examining everything. It looks like some of the evidence have tags in the front of them, and there are numbers written on the tags. Maybe they're the ID numbers of the evidence. I guess it could be that. But then why did you have the sold thing? No. Based on how large these numbers are and the nature of these items, I'd say these are prices. Ooh, guess what? I was correct, put that in my mind. But prices? If that's the case... Wow, these are ridiculously expensive. She seems more concerned with the high prices than the legality of this whole affair. The evidence on display. I should inspect every nook and cranny. So I wonder if these were changed to be in US dollars or if these were the prices in yen. Because if it's in yen, then this is like $2.40. This cloth. This Star of David cloth? What's happening there? I wonder if we have anything that might have been like missing. Oh! Oh-ho! 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 Well, we can't present anything off the bat, but maybe they'll let us in here. That's strange. Only this one spot is empty. But it still has a price tag, just like all the others. Indeed. Furthermore, there's a part of this cloth that is not covered in dust. Perhaps something was placed here not so long ago. I see. It sure seems like it. But what could it have been? This star-shaped mark in the dust, I wonder. Could it be related to a certain piece of evidence? Well, as a matter of fact, I figured this out before you did, Miles Edgeworth. This spot is connected to some evidence you hold. That's this thing! Oh good, I was right. Phew. This dust pattern matches up perfectly with the base of the candelabra. It's likely that the killer got the candelabra from this very storeroom. Does that mean the candelabra was also a piece of evidence? It's quite possible. However, that is not the issue here. The murder weapon originally came from this storeroom. We must keep that in mind. Interesting. What's this guy? Aw, how cute! The stuffed animal is so fluffy. That's from Gourd Lake. Ha. Oh yeah. It should be in the care of the prosecutor assigned to that case right now. Why is it sitting here in a place like this? Huh? This little guy's missing his left horn. His left horn... Oh. I thought he was wearing like a backwards cap, but now I see what's actually happening there. His left horn. I'm pretty sure it was already missing when I first saw it. Then this must be a defective product. I demand a recall. Now that I think about it, giving a broken toy to a country's president does sound strange. Stuffed animal data jotted down in my organizer. Much clearer in that picture. This storeroom contains items to be sold, doesn't it? It's unfortunate, but the possibility seems quite high. I suspect some nefarious individual has been selling evidence here. And people actually pay money for this stuff? Apparently, some people do. The price tags are proof. Different strokes for different folks, I guess. And what's this guy? What a cute doll. Kind of looks like the Steel Samurai. It's the Iron Infant. Alright. Sure. That's fine, Steel Samurai. You do you. It's the Iron Infant, son of the Steel Samurai and the Pink Princess. He was destined to become a hero of justice from the moment of his birth. So much pressure rests on his tiny baby shoulders. On his tiny baby shoulders. And yet he carries himself with a grace and dignity that belies a toddler of his age. Hello? Mr. Edgeworth? Are you even listening to me? Of course, I am. It's a small bottle. I've seen this piece of evidence before in the past. Huh? Is that all? Yes. What more did you want me to say? I need to make a memo. Note to self. Even the most boring objects sound like works of art when Mr. Edgeworth describes them. Don't read a memo like that out loud. I don't remember what case that's from. I'll have to look into this later. Ooh, is this like poison or something? Ink and a lamp. Both are evidence that I've handled before. Ink and a lamp. Boy, I've really got to replay this franchise because I feel like I'm missing out on some cool stuff here. Why is all this stuff here linked to you? Many of the items here are objects that I've handled just a short while ago. And it's probably only a coincidence that they're all collected here. A coincidence? I never thought I'd hear you say that word, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how improbable, if it fits with the facts, then we must accept it as the truth. Isn't that the same with science? Aha! We should discuss science in detail someday, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, so I'm assuming this will give us the same... yeah. Ink and a lamp. Anything in here? Okay, no, we can't even look at that. What about the bust? This mannequin. I've got it. According to my scientific reasoning. This is something you encountered in one of your past cases, right? No, it's not. This is the first time I've seen this mannequin. It seems completely unrelated to the other objects in this room. There's no price tag in front of this mannequin, either. So then, why is it here? My theory is that, like, some clothing that was a piece of evidence in a past case was, like, modeled on this. But I guess we'll find out at a later time. Hey, what kind of logic do we have going on? One thing. Okay, never mind. Okay, we can examine that. We can look at this. Scientifically speaking, this must be a wooden icebox. This chain is tied around it to keep the cold from escaping. Probably. No, Emma. Wouldn't this be a costume trunk? It's made from wood that repels bugs in order to protect the clothes inside. Ah, I see. Of course. That's another possible theory. If your clothes are stored in a cold place, it would be nice and cool to wear in the summer. I guess she's sticking to her icebox theory. There's a transceiver sitting next to all these trophies. It seems like they were lined up together on purpose. Looks like it's still got batteries in it. Might come in handy later, so I'll pick them up for now. I'll be sure to put good use to it before I turn it into the police. That sounds just like what a certain great thief would say. Wow. Talk about bad taste. I've never seen such a gaudy desk before. Just what kind of person would use something like this? The tabletop is being supported by 4 naked men. This design is quite painful to look at. It certainly is in poor taste. Maybe this is also related to one of your past cases. No, none of the cases I handled involved a person with such bad taste. Or at least I hope not. There's a huge stack of money piled up here. How unrefined. They're all $100 bills. Talk about big bucks. So, how many times your yearly salary do you think this is worth? Leave my salary out of this. Well, what's this? It looks like a giant head. If I recall, this is the head of Mrs. Monkey. I believe it was from a case I was involved with in the past. It's impressive how they were able to get such a large object into this room. Mrs. Monkey, huh? That doesn't really have a nice ring to it. Maybe you remembered the name wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. Impossible. That can't be true. What's up, Kay? Yes? Can I help with something? I might have mentioned this before. I can't remember. I really like Kay's, like, I've lost my memory theme. This theme that's playing right now. It's just nice. Anyway, let's see what she... Oh, okay. Well, Kay, what do you think about, this stuffed animal? That's a cute stuffed animal. Is it a bull? Yes, it appears so. I found this at a crime scene with you just the other day. One of its horns is broken, so I guess even a stuffed animal can get injured. My head. It hurts. What's wrong? For some reason, looking at that stuffed animal makes my head... I'd better put this away for now. I wonder if that will, come into play at a later time. Oh, we have two logics now. Let's see if prices and big bucks go together. Okay. From the price tags attached to the pieces of evidence, and that huge stash of cash, it's clear that the buying and selling of evidence was being carried out here. Good job, Sherlock. In the hidden 51st floor, evidence was being trafficked. This clearly means something. It seems further investigation is needed about the dealings that went on in this place. If only there was a witness we could just ask them. A witness. Well, as a matter of fact... So, why did you come here? For the people of the world, and for myself. Okay, we already... It's not letting me skip, so I'm assuming this is important. I'm a social justice photographer, after all. Social justice? Then allow me to guess the reason why you came here. Was it perhaps to expose the illegal evidence trafficking? Oh, I get it. You were trying to get a scoop on the secret dealings. Y'all know that much already? Well, I reckon there ain't no reason to hide it anymore. My sources tell me that there's some kind of black market auction being held around these parts. What did you say? So then, all this evidence here is... Yep, they're the goods for auction. There's a lot of dirty money flying around here. I wanted to try and catch it with my own two eyes. My source gave me a whole bunch of info, but I figured just hearing about it ain't enough. Seeing is believing, after all. So I've been staking out the place from behind this here statue since yesterday. The auction took place late last night and went on till the early morning. A murder on the night of the black market auction. Could the two events be related? Let's find out. Black market dealings in the Grand Tower. Guess I really hit the mother lode this time. Were all the items in the auction pieces of evidence? There was some normal stuff too, like stolen art and the like. I wouldn't consider stolen art to be normal. But I reckon the evidence was the star of the show here. These folks are law fanatics trying to get their hands on the latest goods from the police. So that's what you wanted to get pictures of, Miss Hart. Pretty much. They were meeting right under this very storeroom, so I watched them from up here. You said you were here since yesterday. Did you witness the entire event? It was a black market auction, after all. They followed a fairly detailed procedure. First, the participants entered the storeroom from the viewing platform one at a time. When they got in, they each took one of those masks from the wall over there. Funny thing about those masks, they were all equipped with voice changers, itty-bitty ones. That way they wouldn't be recognized. They wanted to protect their anonymity? You mean their anonymity? Or you mean their anonymity? Yeah, that's it. Their anonymity. Why not just say identity and make things easier on all of us? After putting on their mask, they'd go down the lift. And the next fella would come right in. On the way back, it was the exact same thing, but in reverse. Okay. They'd come up one by one, return the mask, and head up out of the storeroom. Wow, that's pretty thorough. Masks data jotted down in my organizer. How many participants were there? 11 people altogether. I counted each of them as they made their way down. What happened? We're gonna have to find out what happened next time. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. In the next episode, we continue our conversation with our good friend Lotta, and she tells us a lot of stuff about auctions. Har 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 har.